Hey guys, today, like every month, the top 5 decks to climb to Legend in Hearthstone. You know, at the moment I make most of my content is about WoW Classic, Wrath the Lich King Classic, but anyways, I'm still interested in Hearthstone, so definitely I want to present you the top 5 decks for this month so far. We just started the season, but you know every season is important in Hearthstone to climb to Legend easy, or definitely be possible to climb Legend with these decks. That's my recommendations. Usually it's just the top decks from Hearthstone replay at the end of the day, but not exactly the top 5. It's a little bit depending on which section we are talking about. So okay, let's go into it. First of all, I want to show you here a little bit how it's looking at the moment in the last few days. You see Beast Hunter is just crazy. There's a 4% win rate gap between Beast Hunter and the next one. Besides Beast Hunter, I would say the meta is kind of balanced. That doesn't mean that I say the meta is awesome or something like this, but it's definitely a balanced meta, because if you can see, I mean, would I recommend you to play Control Paladin with 48% win rate? No, definitely not. But I think if we start here around this section here, between here 49.5% and 54, or okay, it's 55% to be honest. Yeah, there is a 5% win rate gap between, I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 decks. 15 decks, 5% win rate. Okay, then the next one is another 4%. That's kind of crazy. But 15 decks in a win rate range of 5%. Diamond through Legend, last 3 days. So definitely a lot of things possible to play. The decks that I present you today are the best ones in my opinion at the moment, and like I also said, I go Diamond through Legend. That's a huge player base. I don't go for Legend Top 1000 because I guess very less of my viewers play in that range, and I also don't go for Bronze or something like this because, you know, I wanted that you make it to Legend. I don't want to make it that you make it from Bronze to Silver. If this video is helping you from making it from Bronze to Silver, alright, that's good. Okay, let's go into the decks. I go down here. First one that I want to show you is the Imp Warlock. There's pretty much nothing new. There are several deck lists that are possible. Full Imp, and this here is with Dreadlich, Timesane, and Sire Denafrius. That's the big difference here, this list from the absolute standard that you know from the last few weeks and months. Besides that, pretty common. You have an awesome early game that you can play around. You have board refill, or you have card draw with the Impending Catastrophe. You have board refill with the Mischievous Imp, and especially with the Imp King Rafam that can help you. And if you have the Sire Denafrius in hand and a lot of your imps got killed, he can pretty fast went to, I don't know, 15, 16, 18, whatever, and then you can play it as a finisher. Yeah, it would be on turn 10. You need 10 mana for playing it. But anyways, it's a late game option that you have, because yeah, you can beat a lot of enemy opponents on the first few turns because your deck is very fast paced. You have nice board refill anyways, but you need also to have one late game option, and this is giving you this one card. Dreadlich is also very good for the mirror matchup, for example. That's also good. That's also the Grimmer Sacrifice for the mirror matchup and for the matchup against Aggro Druid. But yeah, besides that, it's the game. This deck is very easy to play. It's kind of cheap. You need Okani. I think everybody has Okani, if I'm not wrong, if I don't have wrong informations. Yeah, you need Dreadlich, Tamsin, Imp King Rafam, Sire Denafrius. There are 3 legendaries that make the deck very strong. The deck is working without Sire Denafrius, definitely. The deck is working without Dreadlich, Tamsin. Imp King Rafam is mandatory, but this would be my deck list that I would recommend you if you want to climb as good as possible. Let us go super quick into it. You see also there's the Curse Imp Warlock here, but I want to show you the Imp Warlock today. If we go into matchups, for sure you see a lot of green because the deck is good, but also you see some yellow and maybe even some red, but okay, not a really bad matchup. I mean, you see it's not a big difference, The other aggro decks, yeah, Mage, you have problems with a lot of removal. I mean, Spooky Mage, okay, they also can freeze your board. Blast Priest with the big taunt minions is definitely a big problem for you, so Priest will be a bad matchup. Edwin Rogue 48, I would not say that's a bad matchup. Here also 48, 49, Murloc Shaman sees very less play, but like all the other aggro decks, they are a little bit more fast, so they can overrun you, but if you have a little bit of a stabilizing turn, then you are good to go. And also here Warrior, the control warrior that sees most plays, very good matchup for you. Enrich Warrior not, okay, bad matchup. And also here you see Curse Imp Warlock is better against you, but yeah, that's it. Besides that, a lot of green. Rogue matchups good, Pala matchups good, Hunter matchups good, what is definitely very important. And yeah, also the other matchups, Ram Druid you see here, crazy, that's just a free win. So take it if you like the playstyle with Warlock and Imps. Beast Druid, Aggro Druid, however you want to call it. I think Aggro Druid is the better saying instead of Beast Druid. Let us change that here, but anyways, it doesn't matter a lot. Pretty much the same deck list like you were already knowing. That's the super standard deck list that I'm showing it here to you. Let us go out of here. Let us go to Aggro Druid. Popular decks. Yeah, there are some deck lists that are a little bit different. You see, I think this is the one that I show you here. You can change a little bit of things. Surfing the Merkleton. Okay, cool. Also other stuff possible. Composting is possible to get if you want to draw cards if the board gets clear, but usually a board clear is very devastating for the Aggro Druid because that's the most fast-paced deck possible. In that case. Also here, kind of the same picture like Imp Warlock, because also the decks are very similar. If you see here, if you see Mage, if you see Priest, other Murloc Shaman, so it's looks kind of the same. To be honest, okay, Control Warrior not, that's a little bit strange here for me, I guess because they have better board clear and then the board is gone. Yeah, I guess that's the reason. Besides that, looks pretty much the same. Beast Hunter here, not so good matchup for you, and you know that you see a lot of Beast Hunter these days, but everything else you could handle very good. Really bad matchups would be Enraged Warrior, the Priest decks, and most of the Mage decks that you can face would be very bad for you. So not a lot of things to say. The deck is very easy to play and the deck is super cheap. There is not even an epic card inside, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, there's not even an epic card inside of the deck. So if you are new, if you're a newcomer, if you're coming back, if you have no dust, if you want to have a strong deck, go for it. What is also good for this deck, it's the most fast deck possible. That means you climb fast if you win games. If you need 20 minutes for a game and you win, you can maximum win 3 games in an hour. With this deck, you can easily play 10 games in an hour, and that means, yeah, you have much better chances to climb fast if you play the deck well. Deck is also easy to play, so easy to learn, hard to master perfectly, but at the end of the day, it has not a big skill ceiling, so just go for it if you want a cheap solution. Naga Priest, what should I say about it? It's also still the same deck list. There's no new card in it from the mini set or whatever. So it's about the wick, it's about getting minions as big as possible, as fast as possible. What is here important, don't pop up too early. Don't try it on turn 2 or 3 if you cannot do it. Let your HP drop down if it's necessary. Don't get desperate. And then pop up on turn 4, turn 5. That's usually the turns that you make the pop-up turns. And then you have a very big board staying there. Let us go for the Naga Priest here. Matchups. Again, you see a lot of green. That's very usual when you have a strong deck. Beast Hunter, not the best matchup for you. That's very important. That's why I pointed out. Okay, Mage matchups are good. Other priests are not so well for you, definitely. Control Paladin. Warlocks have like no chance against you, Warrior. So overall, it looks good. Quest Priest, it would be very annoying for you. You see, like you have like a 0%, not 0, but you know, 35 is very devastating. Besides that, definitely I recommend it if you like to have play priest, and if you like to play with super big minions and have awesome pop-up turns that must make just a lot of fun. Spooky Mage is the next one. Also here, nothing special. The only special thing is, but that's not very special these days, it's a 40 card deck. Yeah, 40 cards, so Prince Randall is inside. Beside of that, very normal deck list. You have a lot of freeze. You have the parrots that are mimicking the last spell you've cast. You have the rune. Inside of the deck, you have Sire for finishing. You have the Mortars for finishing. You have the hero card for sure. So no changes to this here. If you see, that's why I also think there's no need to talk a lot about it. But it's still a good deck, especially in this meta right now. If you see matchups, Beast Hunter, important, you have a good win rate against it. Very less decks at the moment have a good win rate against Beast Hunter, so that's what it makes it important. Ram Druid, like always, very bad matchup for you. And beside of that, a lot of green. Curse Imp Warlock would be also not so good for you, but yeah, you have to take some things. Quest Hunter sees no play really at the moment, so not so bad for you. Naga Priest, another bad deck for you, but the very important Beast Hunter matchup would be nice for you. Now we come to the Juggernaut, to the Overlord, or whatever you want to call of this current meta, Beast Hunter. I say it like it is. If you really have one thing that you want, and that's climbing to Legend, then you have to play Beast Hunter. It's the best deck at the moment. There is no doubt about it. Like again, let us check it here. Like I said, 4% win rate difference. Yeah, I think if you go higher in the meta top 1000, it's not anymore like this. I mean, but even here, only in Legend, it's a 3.5% different win rate. Legend top 1000 is always very special. Very less player base is there, and the meta is there completely different. I guess I cannot directly tell you what it makes it like this there, but we will see it when we look inside of it. Very quick about the deck list. Same like always. It's a 40 card Beast Hunter deck list, nothing special into it. There's Okani, there's the Wing Commander Igman, there's the Side Anafius for finishing, King Crush, the Devourers, the Mountain Bears. It's you just overwhelm the enemy, and you have very nice early game with the Battle Guest, the Iron Deep Trog, and the Peasant. Kineinotron, Harpoon Gun. So if you play this deck on curve, then it means just you have a very nice win rate usually. Tier list, Beast Hunter, matchups. Look at this. Look at this. At the end of the day, it's like everything is green. Everything is green. Everything is green. It's just crazy. And what is not green is 49.2, 40.9, but it's so less play rate. This the Blessed Priest. Okay. Spooky Mage 48.4. So let us don't talk about Blessed Priest, let us only talk about Spooky Mage and the Imp Warlock and the Murloc Warlock. And Murloc Warlock is also like no play, so it's only Imp Warlock at the end of the day and Spooky Mage that really mattering here, and they have a 49 or 48.4% win rate. Everything else, Paladin, Shaman, Rogue has like no chance. Warrior has like no chance. The other Warlock decks has like no chance. Look at this. Druid, okay, Aggro Druid, but the other Druid decks like no chance. Demon Hunter, no chance. Other Hunter decks, close to no chance. It's devastating. It's devastating. So at the end of the day, it's a game. It's about fun. If you don't have fun playing Hunter, you cannot play it. Then don't go for it. But if you only want to climb and if you don't care about which class you play, or maybe if you like play Hunter, play it. Believe me, play it. If you like Priest, play the Naga Priest. If you like Spook Mage, play Spooky Mage. If you like Druid, go for Aggro Druid. Or if you say, yeah, I only like Aggro decks, then go for Imp Warlock or Aggro Druid. Stuff like this. Definitely do whatever you want to play, but there's one recommendation: if you have the dust, if you're able to craft this deck, go for Beast Hunter. That's it for today, guys. 5 decks, all of them are nice to climb for your climb to legend. So go for it. I wish you a lot of fun this month and a lot of success. See you guys. Bye bye.